Okay, hello and welcome to this hopefully brief video. In this video, I'm going to discuss how to beat the wrestling or jiu-jitsu, not Japanese, but Brazilian jiu-jitsu takedown maneuver or wrestling takedown maneuver of double underhooks under your armpits when you're wrestling belly to belly, perhaps, and why that really should not work against a good karate fighter. First of all, the grappler has to lower his center of gravity to try to get a lower center of gravity than you. So just go into a Naihanchi stance or a horse stance and get even lower than the grappler so it's not possible for him to pick you up and throw you. Second thing you should do, when he goes under your underhooks, what's he doing? He's opening himself up to a Naihanchi style, grab the back of his head and pull him into an elbow smash. Right there is it should be your immediate response. If he goes double underhooks, his arms are pinned under your arms. You can elbow smash him in the head, and that elbow hits about twice as hard as Mike Tyson's best punch hits if you practice it, because you've got the muscles of this arm pulling their head and neck into the muscles of that arm. So you hit with twice as much force as a punch alone. That is legal in UFC, and believe it or not, it gets used once in a while, and it usually scores an immediate knockout. So the times that it does not get used, the person either doesn't think about it or doesn't know what to do. Is the perfect counter to an attempted double underhook takedown or throw. Is to simply Naihanchi elbow smash them in the face over and over again. If your first attempt doesn't work correctly, do it again. Because sometimes the best thing to do when your first attempt fails in martial arts is to try the exact same technique a second time. Not always, but sometimes. So there's other counters to it too. All right. Um, I've looked at the Unified World Rules, and I'm pretty sure front chokes are not banned in front choke variants, such as simply sticking your hand in the opponent's throat, palm out, or ridge hand, or knife hand into the opponent's throat, depending on how you're oriented, is not banned. So that's the other thing that you can do when they try for double underhooks is simply front choke them with one or both of your hands. All right. And if they try to throw you like that, they're going to hurt their own self worse than they hurt you. But yeah, the number one counter is going to be when they double underhook you, is going to be you Naihanchi smash them in the face with your elbow as hard as you possibly can. And that will cause them to let go of their double underhooks if they're going to be knocked plumb out. And they were the ones dumb enough to pin their own arms under your arms. So, especially if it was a no holds barred fight, I would never go for double underhooks on my opponent because that's going to leave me open to a headbutt. That's going to leave me open to what I'm describing right now. So no, it's silly. It's silly. But they get away with it in UFC because so few people in UFC are actually trained in A+ striking. If you actually took a striking class, you might actually learn something about striking, but they don't. These people have a 500 psi punch and they think they're a good puncher. And that's baby stuff compared to a boxer or a real karate fighter. This is a 1,000-pound punch whenever I throw it. Okay. I use a vertical fist punch. Some pro boxers still use vertical fist punches. This hits with about 2,000 pounds of force when I do it, which is more than Mike Tyson's best right cross. Mike Tyson could be trained to double his striking force with a clenched elbow strike like that. He probably hasn't been trained in that, but he could be. So that's the end of the video. It's a little longer than I was hoping. But that's the counter to double underhooks in the UFC is Naihanchi clenched elbow strike to the face.